I'm just hanging out.
Who are you hanging out with?
Uh,
That's fine.
Come on, bro. That was fake.
on kick, and somebody claimed that they were 15. They didn't look 15 to me. And I drove to this gas station.
Due to the graphic nature of this video, viewer discretion is advised. Everyone seen in this video is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Do not attempt to contact, harass, bully, or threaten anyone in this video. This video is to raise awareness of the dangers of online predators. Parents, stay vigilant and be aware of what your children are doing online. Do not try this at home.
What would you do if you got caught doing something you should not be doing? Think about it. What would you do? Would you own up to what you did? Would you just straight out lie? Would you run? Or would you fake a seizure? Any of these options are options. For our good friend Anthony, he chose to fake a seizure. Now, most of us probably wouldn't fake a seizure, but Anthony decided to go ahead and fake a seizure. So as we're doing our weekend sting in Marion, Indiana, one of our decoys comes across Anthony. Anthony is from Wabash, Indiana. He is 29 years old, and he's looking for a little weekend strange, if you will. So Anthony is on the app Meet Me. A lot of good people on Meet Me, just looking for love, friendship, or just a casual hangout. Anthony went ahead and messaged our decoy. So as you see right here, Anthony says, "What about you?" which surprised me the most. Decoy says, "I'm not sure." He says, "That's okay. How are you today?" Starts off pretty light, Starts off light, innocent. The decoy asked if he wants to text. He says, "Sure." Decoy asks for his number. He gives his number. "Hey, is this Anthony?" After she texts him, he says, "Yes, it is." She says, "Hey, it's me." He says, "Hi, beautiful. Waiting on my laundry to get done." Then he sends a nice selfie of himself. She asks where he's from. He says Wabash. She says, "Cool, I'm in Marion. That's like 15 to 30 minutes from me." Our decoy says, "Nice. You mind if I'm kind of young?" He says, "Nope, not at all. You don't mind if I'm almost 30? She says, "I don't care." Laugh out loud. "I'm 14. Then right away, like most of us, Anthony just kind of freaks out. "You're with me, right?" He says, "Are you joking that you're 14? So you're truly 14? She says, "Yeah, but I'm down for anything." Anthony says, "Hun, if caught, I could go to prison." She says, "I'm no snitch." He says, "Let me see some pictures." See, at this point, him asking for pictures, we all know what type of person Anthony really is. I mean, truly. I mean, if you're on a dating app and you come across a person and they tell you they're 15 years or younger, do you ask them to send you pictures, or do you immediately block them? Most of us would block them, but Anthony chose to continue talking and ask for pictures. So we already know what type of person Anthony is. Anthony sends a couple of pictures of himself, but then he says, if you truly want to send me a couple of naked pictures, a couple of naked pics, bro. This person just told him that she is 14 years old, and he immediately asked for naked pictures. Truly, truly despicable, Anthony. She says, I don't usually do that till I meet someone, which most people, that's the case for. Most people aren't sending naked pictures of themselves to just random people that they haven't even met in person. You know, a lot of these guys that we talk to act like that's such a weird thing, or, you know, oh, you want to hang out with me, and, you know, you're talking to me, why don't you send me pictures? You know, they act like this. He says, I need to protect myself. That's why I'm asking. He needs to protect himself. So in order to protect himself, he asked a minor to send him naked pictures, which is what we all know is CP, which is a very, very heinous crime. And the justice system doesn't play with CP. You get CP, you're done. Especially if you are asking for CP. If you're asking for a CP and then you get it, you're done. You're donezo. I need to make sure that you're truly down, and I won't have cops waiting for me. So a lot of these dudes, they'll do this. They'll ask for naked pics and they'll say, well, I need to be sure you're for real. I need to make sure you're real and you're not a cop. And they'll ask for naked pictures. But most people are not sending naked pictures of themselves, especially a kid. They're not. They're too afraid to send pictures of themselves to a guy they have not met. Like, let's be real here. So they exchange Snapchats. So they start talking to each other on Snapchat. Now, a lot of these guys most of them want to get on Snapchat, because we all know Snapchat is, the messages disappear and they feel safe on it. Snapchat makes these guys feel really safe. They feel like they can get away with a lot more when they're on Snapchat. Unfortunately for Anthony and any other guy we talk to, you're not safe on Snapchat. So they say hey to each other. What's up? He says, not much, waiting on proof. She says, just a live pic? He says, live one, yeah. Here he goes again. He just continues on with the request. Continues with the request. She says, I told you I don't send news till I meet someone first. He says, okay. He asks for a live pic. She sends him a live picture. He sends her a live picture. There's the picture right there. Looking good, Anthony. Looking good, looking real good. So they talk about what they're gonna do when they hang out. He asks, if I do come, what do you wanna do? She says, I'm down for anything. He says, well, I've never f***ed a 14-year-old. Yeah. She says, what do you mean? He said, I've never had sex with a 14-year-old. He says, I don't know, it sounds sketchy. She says, how is it sketchy? He said, I'm just a little scared about doing it with. I'm a little scared to have an intercourse with you. If we did, would you do it in my truck? She says, we could. I have the house to myself, so you could come here. He says, I'd probably be more comfortable in my truck. Makes sense, because, you don't want to be at a minor's house having sex with them and their parents come home. It wouldn't be a good situation for anybody. She says, like in the back. He says, yeah. She says, how though? He says, either you on top or you on any birth control if we do. She says, no, do you have condoms? He says, I can get some if we do. So now we know that Anthony is full on DTF with this 14-year-old. Like, he's ready to go. He asked, how many guys my age have you been with? Just wondering. I'm just wondering. She says, just 2. He says, okay, makes me feel a little bit better. have you tried dating them? She says, no, but I'd be down to. He said, okay, if we do, we would have to be extremely careful. So not only is this dude talking about having sex with this minor, he is now talking about dating her. You're a grown man and you're actually considering being in a actual relationship with a 4-year-old. This is sick. This type of stuff is happening so much that, you know, this is why we do videos like this. This is why we do what we do, because there's too many grown men and women that are actively talking to your kids right now. They're out there and they're talking to your kids right now. They are okay with dating your kids. They're okay with having sex with your kids. And that's why we do what we do. He said, if we did anything because of you being 15 and me being 30, so I said Anthony was 29 at the beginning because that's what his profile said, but here he's saying he's 30. So he says, hun, if we get caught, I'm going to prison because of your age. But if you're being serious and won't tell, then I'll risk it. But I'll risk it this one time. He's gonna risk it this one time. So I'm concluding, since you all know the conclusion to this, Anthony is gonna get caught by us. I'm assuming that Anthony won't do this again. But we all know that we've caught guys 2 times, 3 times. So I guess time will tell if Anthony will ever do this again. Like, if I didn't have the money to get some, would still want to. She says, what if I get pregnant? He said, I will pull out before I came. What a sick bastard. So they talk about meeting at Walmart, and then they, in fact, obviously we meet him at Walmart. So, we approach Anthony. At first he's trying to say, well, on the app she was 20 or whatever he said, try to play that game. But we have the screenshots. We all know, everyone that was there, everyone that's watching this knows that he knows that the girl told him 14. Like, we all know it.
As far as I know, from the profile that I saw, she was 24, I think.
24.
What did
On
you
Meet Me, yes.
You want to try again?
What'd you just tell me in the aisle over there? You were just asking me if I was 14, right?
She says right here, I'm 14. And you say, you're effing with me, right? And how old are you?
I did, yes. I came here to make sure because, there's a lot of profiles out there and
Gotcha.
everything else.
Right.
I don't want to get in trouble. I really
Okay, so
okay.
if you don't want to get in
Understandable.
trouble, we just want to
No.
talk. We want to go talk outside, and so we don't cause a scene and shit.
We approach him, kind of have a conversation with him. Then I asked him if he wants to take it outside, because I don't want to stay in Walmart too long. Outside would be better because we know the police are on their way coming, so being outside would be better. So we head outside, and as we're almost to the door, Anthony decides to do the unthinkable, and he actually tries to fake a seizure. Now, I don't know about you guys, I'm not a doctor, I don't know everything about seizures. I know that not all seizures look the same, but I try to catch him, because in the moment I'm not sure if it's real or not. I just see a guy falling down, so I try to catch him, and he just continues to fall down. And as I'm kind of holding him, bro, this dude feels like he's pushing himself down. It did not feel like someone fainting or passing out or having a seizure. It felt like someone forcing themselves down to the ground. That's what it felt like. It did not feel real. Anthony then lays there for over 7 minutes. Just around 7 minutes, lays there. He's kind of fake twitching. You can see him moving a little bit. He's fully conscious. We all know he's conscious. So he just lays there.
Yeah, she's.
You say that you want her to send you some naked pics.
Sir, we're gonna talk ambulance for you, okay? Can you hear me? It's the girl that you were helping pick out oil. Remember we were just talking?
You, Anthony?
Maybe you sit up so you can breathe a little bit better. Can we sit you up?
Not enough air getting to his lungs.
Anthony, man.
Are you
Man, come on.
Are you on any kind of drugs, Anthony? We need to tell the paramedics, okay?
Your chest is moving, you're breathing.
You even said that you are truly down and want to make sure that the cops aren't waiting when you came to meet him. I said that got me.
Just relax, Anthony.
Anthony, you all right there? Do you have an inhaler on you or anything? Someone maybe give him some water.
I have a Chomo chocolate milk.
You have what?
The Chomo chocolate milk.
Oh, the Chomo chocolate milk? That'd probably help. He does look like he needs some milk. See what else we can do. I mean, you asked her for a live naked picture. She told me she was 14.
Said that you've never fucked a 14-year-old before. Haven't had intercourse with a 14-year-old before.
And doesn't he have kids of his own?
He has a 3-year-old girl he was just telling me about.
Maybe you should wait on the sexual talk. It seems to promote his seizures when we talk about the sexual things he was saying.
Yeah, we'll just give it a rest for a minute and let him
Ambulance gets here
recover.
and
Yeah.
the detectives will be able to ask you all those sexual things you said to the little girl, okay?
Anthony, this is obviously cat. Your eye, I see your eyes. Keep inside. Talk about this. Anthony. Are you with me? Can you hear me? You're right, Anthony? Are you able to get yourself up? Okay. You should be able to. Okay.
Is this normal for you? Do you pass out a lot?
You should just. Your hand is very dirty. I'm not going to contaminate myself. There are some shelves behind you that you can use to lift yourself up.
Maybe you should sit down, sir.
Hey, maybe just take it
Stacy,
easy.
back. Lean back. Lean back on the shelf.
Yeah, just lean back like Fat Joe.
Anthony, you can do whatever you want, okay?
That was
But I would suggest you sitting down till the paramedics come, and then the police will be here as well to talk to you, okay? So maybe just sit there for a minute, but you can do whatever you want. You're free to do whatever you'd like to do, okay? You're free to leave. You can walk out there, but we did call an ambulance for you, okay?
Go outside.
Okay, well, let's walk outside.
What? Do you have seizures or something?
I do have a history of this.
So was that people have to come out and do a report on him? They call the ambulance. The ambulance show up. They check him out. Obviously, they find out that he's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with him. But then obviously the Marion police show up, and then they question him, and then we all know what happens next. The Marion police then arrest Anthony. He did not get out of it with his fake seizure. So he was arrested on a level 4 felony, child solicitation using computer network, and the person travels to meet child or an individual person believes to be a child or person has a previous unrelated conviction for committing a child solicitation offense. So Anthony was fully charged. Sorry, buddy, your fake seizure didn't work. But overall, I say that this is a win for PCI for sure. And shout outs to our friend Skeeter Gene for joining us. We've done a lot of collabs with him, so shout outs to Skeeter Gene. Yeah, but that's it. So this is kind of a new format that we're doing. We all know YouTube is not really, they're not fans of this type of content. So to stay on YouTube, this is what we're doing. We'll have this style of videos. I'll go through the chat logs, then I'll show parts of the catch, and if you want to see the catch in its entirety, if you want to see the chat logs, we'll be making a video for each catch. So like the video you're seeing now, me going through some of the chat logs, then showing bits and pieces of the catch. There'll be another video posted at the same time as this one, but it will be the full chat logs and the full catch, the full confrontation. And you can go to our locals to see the full confrontation and the chat logs. I will put a link in the description of this video if you want to see it. But it's just something we have to do to stay on YouTube. We're trying to play it safe. So, you know, we try to think how we're going to do this. Now, we didn't want to just make videos and post all the videos on locals or something, and you have to pay for every single video to see, because we want these predators exposed. That's why we do this. We don't do this for money. You know, we don't do this for money or views or anything like that. But unfortunately, we do need money to operate. So I feel like this is a good compromise for everybody. We'll make a short video like this one. So the predator is exposed. You see the face, you see his face, you see part of the confrontation. He's exposed. Y'all know his face, y'all see it. But if you want to see the whole thing, you have to go to the locals and you'll have to pay for a locals. So obviously, if you don't know how locals or memberships work, you don't pay for each video. You pay for the locals, you pay for the membership, and then you can watch all of the content that's on the locals. So again, get on locals, and I'll leave the link in the description for that. If you want to help donate, I'll put all the links of all the platforms you can donate to. We have PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. All of that goes, all the money you donate goes straight into all of our funds. Phone refills, phones, traveling expenses. It helps a lot. It takes a team effort, all of us, to catch these creeps. So we appreciate all your support, and we'll see you on the next